Hello, everyone. This is Barry Moore at BBB Sharing. And today I have a guest in the studio that came by and talked to me a little bit about what the Better Business Bureau is all about and what we do. And I've known her for a long time. She's one of the media giants in the city of Richmond and Central Virginia. So, Maegan, I'm going to let you introduce yourself and tell us what you do now.
Thank you, Barry. Thank you for having me. My name is Maegan Deibler. I was in broadcast media sales for 13 years, and then I went out of it and was in real estate full-time for the past 6 years. Came back into broadcast media sales in November, and now I'm with WRIC Channel 8, which is part of the Nexstar Media Group here in Richmond. So super pumped.
And Nexstar is one of the biggest, it is the biggest, they own the most stations in our country, and it's a big company. They're lucky to have you. And let's talk about pivot off. So being in sales, media, radio, you've done TV. Now, what is the hardest thing in that job role, do you think? And I know you don't know these questions. We didn't prep on them. What's the hardest thing to do every single day to be successful on the point of a rep?
I think time management is a huge thing. I did it for 13 years and now I'm back in it. So you say I'm a giant or whatever, and I've done it a long time. That's how I'll put it. But over the years, I've learned that time management is a huge thing, and then prioritizing what needs to be done first, because you walk in maybe with 3 things on your list at 9 o'clock, but by noon that's exploded to 15 things, and you're not going to get them all done in one day. And that's a hard thing, I think, for some of our newer reps to realize. You're not going to check off your list each day. There's going to be things that carry over to the next day, and being able to figure out, what do I have to do right now in this minute for tomorrow? But then tomorrow worry about 3 months out, right? So just the prioritization, I think, of time, being organized as you're doing that. But the account management side of this job, it's not a typical sales job. You don't just sell it and forget it and move on. We're working with clients day after day, month after month, year after. That's how I know you. That's why I called you and reached out to you when I got back into this business, because it's very relationship driven.
It's not like the car sales where I sold, but it was over. The minute the person bought the car, they might come back 5 or 10 years. But the holistic approach would have been, and that's how I did it, and why I think our team was so successful, is because we would bring the people back for service, body shop, parts, and it was the kid in the family needed a car, uncle. It was very relationship driven.
Yeah.
What do you think about our podcast studio?
Well, this is super nice.
You know who designed it?
Who?
Rich Jacobs.
Really?
How about that?
Well, another blast from the past in my radio life.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
He did this on a Saturday. He came up here, hung the panels, did everything.
Wild.
He's awesome. He told me what board to buy. But anyway, BBB Sharing is a podcast, right, that we talk to consumers, but we talk to business owners also. We might get 5 people to listen to this. We might get 100. It all depends on you and I connecting our names on social media if people pick it up. Right? And that's the beauty of it. What is the one thing that you can say, radio, TV, you're there, you're an expense that's not a dead expense unless it doesn't work, right? So a business owner says, I want to invest $5,000, $10,000 on a branding campaign. Where are the pitfalls? Where do the business owners and our marketing team go wrong, do you think? And it makes your job harder because you're accountable. They're going to drop you. If it doesn't work, they're saying you didn't do anything.
That's right. It's always going to fall back to, we were not in the right. We did something wrong. It's always going to fall on the rep. You're right about that. I think dedicating themselves to sitting down and formulating a real strategy, a long-term strategy, and planning it out, and not finding the shiny squirrel or the one-off, right? Or sponsoring even the Little League, right? Like certain things you might have a passion for, but you have to think, is it going to tick your business, right? So really having that strategy for long-term, because it is an investment at the end of the day. I always would tell people, I still tell people, it's kind of insurance for your brand. I mean, why would you put so much work into building this brand and not tell people about it? So we have to tell people, but it's, as a manager of mine says, it's the McDonald's arch. I mean, if you go all the way to the top of the M, you've got to stay up there at the top of the M. You don't want to arch back down. So you have to have a consistent presence for when people are in the market for your service.
That's a great way to look at it, for sure. I'm going to remember that. So do you find that a lot of people, the consistency is what I would if I was telling 10 of you just starting in the business, if I was in your world, I would say the consistency of business owners is one of the biggest problems. And staying consistent, like you said, with the baseball. Somebody walks in, hey, my kid Johnny is playing. I need you. Hey, we got a golf tournament for Drugs Over America. Hey, we need books for a club. And that all takes money that's going to a bottomless pit. I mean, they're not coming back to you.
Right.
I hate to say it. And so at the Better Business Bureau, that's what I work on with businesses to get them to listen. They have agencies. They've got marketing people internally. They do not connect dots well.
No.
Business owners trust that they've given enough direction, never in writing, no expectations, know how they're going to measure it. 30 days out, if I was advertising with you right now, I'd be asking, what are we going to do for the next 30 days? The demographic, how many times the ad's going to run? So what kind of data do you share that makes you unique? And then we're going to end it.
Well, first, I think I have friends that work at ad agencies, and I have respect for ad agencies all day long. So I don't want this to come across the wrong way.
No.
But you're basically putting a middleman in between the source and yourself as the business owner. And I think my opinion on it, once again, is that there are two reasons people hire an agency. It's either they don't know what they're doing. Okay, fine, I understand that. But the reason, too, is what you just said. There's 50 people calling them every day saying, give me money for this, give me money for this. So they become a gatekeeper. The agency becomes the gatekeeper. Rather than making them the gatekeeper, just say, no, I'm not interested, and stick to your strategy, and or go straight to the source, which is us in this case, the channel, the news station, the digital source, whatever it might be, because usually we have good people on the ground that can be your consultants, just like an agency would. And that's what I tell people this day and time with Nextstar's digital suite of services. We are a digital agency, and we are the source selling you that streaming product that you want, so you're not going through a middleman.
Right. And so if you're clear on the mission, if I'm a business owner, I'm clear on my expectations. I have a clear mission
Yep.
of why I'm in business, why I invested $100,000 or $1 million, why I'm sleepless every single night because I got to make payroll.
Yeah.
And I got to make a decision on advertising dollars. I'll tell you where they've really, so whether you have an agency or not, or you have an intern and marketing person, and then it always seems to become price. It's price. And I can do this. Give me something more. You could hoodwink anybody by mixing up a schedule and giving me, like I used to learn, the 3 a.m. runs. And all of a sudden I had a big marketplace, but I wasn't getting anybody.
Right.
And it was like that old screen when I moved to Richmond, the chaser that was on the screen. I think Comcast had it.
Yeah.
And I used to go to Circles, the racetrack or whatever. I didn't quite understand it, but it was for people that turned on the TV, I guess. But yeah, so getting to work with a person like Maegan and Nextstar is Channel 8 WRIC is accredited business. You can find them at bbb.org. There's a lot of choices out there. Choose partners that are going to work with you. Be honest with them. Don't keep making it about the money. The money is irrelevant, right? It's going to come at the end. If that person is making you 20% return versus a 50% return, go with the person making a 50% return. Pay them whatever they want, right?
Well, you get what you pay for.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and I will say, too, just to one point, anybody
Yeah.
out there that is listening, whether it's 5 or 50, like you said, Barry, I don't know who's listening to us today, but I am a database salesperson. So, for example, if you are selling roofs, I will show you the data to say how many people want to buy a roof.
Yes.
And then we will back into budget. So we'll say if I've got 10,000 people that want to buy a roof, if I could get you 1% of that, would you be happy? Yes. So, right. So then we back into what you should spend.
I know what roofers make. I did it.
That's quite logical, actually.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's how we work it, and we'll come up with a strategy for you all. But yeah, definitely work with BBB, work with Barry, great resources here at your place.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Everybody, oh, you're welcome. And thank you for your time. And thanks for getting thrown in here real quick. I know we continue the day. We'll have a conversation about other things after this. But make sure Maegan and everybody at Channel 8 and all the stations, your reps, your agencies are all telling you, if you're an accredited business, put that on the right corner of the ad, bbb.org, that you're accredited. Get the logo from us. People want to know with AI right now, is the company trustworthy? That's what we are. Trust, honesty, respect, integrity. So are you accredited with the BBB? Are you insured? And are you licensed with the state? And that's what consumers are telling us they care about.
Yeah.
Again, thank you very much. Maegan, it was great. Barry
Thank you.
Moore, BBB Sharing. Thank you.